तो हाय गाइस, आज हम आ रहे हैं मैनचेस्टर सिटी के टूर के लिए। तो ये हॉप ऑन हॉप अप बस सर्विस है जो कि हमने पकड़ी है मैनचेस्टर सिटी बैंक से। सो हमको 90 मिनट्स लगेगा और ये टोटल 9 डेस्टिनेशन दिखाएगा हमको। तो चलिए मैं आपको सब दिखाता हूँ मैनचेस्टर सिटी।
200 languages spoken with more than 35 different cuisines available across the region. Manchester is an original modern city, a role it has performed for several centuries. Greater Manchester has, over the last 300 years, been a powerhouse of new ideas and pioneering achievement. There are at least 25 noble bodies associated with the city and Greater Manchester. Through its development in science, industry and technology, it has done much to create one of the world. Culturally, with music, literature and drama, it has played a significant role too. Manchester begins with the Romans and the fort of Manicure at Castleford, founded in AD 70. The city of Vesuvius and destroyed Pompeii. It was a significant fall, and the strategic nature of the site would guarantee the town's future importance. After the Romans, Manchester was abandoned until resettled by the Saxons, who moved into the area around the cathedral. Gradually, it became the largest and most significant town in the region. Then something unprecedented and remarkable happened. In the 50 years either side of 1800, it became world famous, the byword for industrialisation. In 1988, government approval was granted to bring trams back to the streets of Manchester, and the first route between Bury and Victoria Station was opened in 1992. There are now 8 routes running through the city centre and into Greater Manchester. In addition, there is the Metro Shuttle, a free bus system numbered 1, 2 and 3, linking the main rail stations, car parks, shopping areas and businesses. All the banks and former banks of these streets led the area to be dubbed a half square mile after the square mile financial district in London. Manchester city centre main radio transmitter crowned the city tower, the tallest element of the complex, over 107 metres or 352 feet. The concrete decoration down the side is said to represent early computer circuitry and not to Manchester's status as a computer pioneer, particularly with the machine tagged Baby from 1948, the first computer to have an electronic memory. As we approach the traffic lights, you might glimpse Manchester's Chinatown and its magnificent gate. The district has restaurants, medicine shops, financial and legal services, and supermarkets. Manchester's gay village. A pedestrianised street runs along the west side of the Rochdale Canal, is lined with bars and restaurants. Canal Street was developed when the canal was constructed in 1804, a trade artery running through the city and the first waterway to cross the country linking east and west coasts. Pubs, and other businesses evolved to service the users of the canal. Canal Street is the hub for the Manchester Pride Big Weekend, held each August bank holiday. Starting off from humble beginnings in 1989, the event is now one of the largest of its kind within the A-Town Street is named after Roger A-Town. A-Town came to Manchester from Scotland in 1769. In his 20s, Roger married 65-year-old Barbara Minshull to much scandal, who was one of the Northwest's wealthiest people and owner of swathes of land across Manchester. The most prominent building on the street is the mighty Crown Courts complex over the Rochdale Canal. It was designed by Thomas Worthington and opened in 1871 as the City Police Corps.
name's Naomi, and I will be assisting Dominic with this tour today. If you've just joined the tour, welcome aboard. Get comfy and enjoy the ride. But first, a few messages. The tour lasts for approximately 75 minutes, but you can hop on or off at any of our stopping places. In the interest of safety, can you please remain seated at all times? We will pass under several bridges, therefore no standing is allowed on the upper deck at any time.
Before 1755, the area, now known as Piccadilly Gardens, which lies on the left, was occupied by water-filled clay pits called the Daub holes. In 1755, the Manchester Royal Infirmary was built here. The majority of the hospital buildings were demolished in 1910, and in 1914, the area was finally cleared and transformed into a large space within the city centre. It was in the former Royal Hotel in Piccadilly Gardens where the world's first professional football league was ratified in 1888.
We are now entering an area known as the Northern Quarter. The streets around here, Newton
Street, Lever Street and Stevenson Square are characterised by large converted
Scale production would peak between 1912 and 1914, with up to 8 billion linear yards of finished cotton production. The nearest rival was Japan with 56 million linear yards. Business declined after World War II, as production rose in countries closer to the raw material and with cheaper labour. The Royal Exchange closed in 1968, and there is no cotton industry in Greater Manchester today. The old warehouses in the city centre still provide strong bones for the city, and have now been converted into apartments, offices, bars and restaurants. Famous Northern Quarter shopping can be found in Affleck's Palace and Manchester Craft and Design Centre. There are numerous live music venues such as Band on the Wall, The Castle, Night and Day and Matt and Fred's. Stevenson Square was previously Manchester's Speaker's Corner start point of marches and parades. Those seeking democratic reform such as Chartists, union members and suffragettes would address crowds here. Today, colourful street art makes for a lively scene.
Building commenced in 1972, and the area was a patchwork of mostly Victorian buildings, forming a 17th and 18th century layout of streets and alleys. This area has been rebuilt in the last couple of decades. On Saturday, June 15, 1996, the IRA detonated a powerful bomb in Corporation Street, causing devastating damage to the Arndale Centre and surrounding areas. There were no fatalities. The bomb rebuild has won many awards, provided far more public space, and attracted big names in retail and food and drink. These days, Manchester Arndale is home to over 200 stylish stores, making it one of the largest inner-city shopping centres in the UK. Printworks entertainment venue is located on the site.
Our next stop is the National Football Museum. The green glass building on the left, hosting the National Football Museum, is called Urbis and opened in June 2002 as a symbol of regeneration after the IRA's 1996 Manchester bombing. Since 2012, Urbis has been home to the National Football Museum, which, covering 4 floors, has the largest collection of football-related memorabilia in the UK and attracts over 500,000 visitors each year.
Can I be in your vlog?
Yeah, cheers mate.
The original Victoria Station was designed by George Stephenson and completed by 1844, of which part still remains in the current structure. Here, opened in 1995 and has the highest seating capacity of any indoor venue in the United Kingdom and the second largest in Europe with a capacity of 21,000. The Bee Gees, 10cc, Joy Division, New Order, the Smiths,
सिटी टूर करने के लिए इधर उनके पास बाइक भी है.
Is Sacred Trinity and started life in 1634. The tower is original. The rest of the church was rebuilt in 1752. The church was founded 7 years ago. The most moving monument of the church is to the 400 officers and men of the Salford Battalions of the Lancashire Musketeers. Of the UK's Vegetarian Society, which was formed in 1847 and still resides in the region, and the evangelist is better known as Salford. It was the Roman Catholic region of the region and was designed by Matthew Hatfield on 9th August 1841. On the 25th of July 1851, William Turner was consecrated the first bishop of Salford. Eastern window of 1856 depicts the history of Catholic Christianity in England.
Now Salford Museum and Art Gallery. The museum and art gallery with its interesting collections are free of charge and contain a recreation of a 19th century Salford street, Lark Hill Place. The fierce red building to the left of the museum and art gallery as we look at it was opened as the Royal Technical Institute in 1896 by Henry Lloyd. The institute eventually became the University of Salford in 1967. The 60s buildings to the right comprise part of the university, which has more than 20,000 students. Notable alumni include the comedian Peter Kay and the co-songwriter and guitarist of the Smiths, Johnny Marr. The last house on the left here is the Working Class Movement Library, a treasure trove of pamphlets, magazines, books and other stuff after the death of devoted minister Hugh Stowell to honour his life and work. The church was closed in 1981 and demolished in 1990.
Media City UK is the nation's largest concentration of women, principally occupied by almost 25 women businesses, who started to arrive in 2011. Among the buildings is Key House, which broadcasts BBC Breakfast and Chip of the Day. BBC Radio contains 7 high-definition studios. One of the studios is occupied by the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra.
The next stop is Salford, Quays and MediaCity. You can get off the bus here to explore the BBC and ITV studios, the Imperial War Museum and the Lowry Theatre and Art Gallery, both of which are free to visit. There are also plenty of opportunities to eat, drink and shop. If you are getting off the bus to explore, please check the schedule for the times of the next and last tours to hop back on later.